distance from the evil actions of the enemy. That will be a barrier to surround us, that we will be safe in your hands. We pray that you will give us insight beyond our years to understand. You will to have your voice and know your ways. Give us prosperity that you know is good for us. Make us abound in doing whatever is pleasing to you. We need your strength, your wisdom, your confidence. Empower us to step out in faith. Take away our hearts of stone and give us a heart of flesh, a heart to love and adore you, a heart to delight in you and to follow and enjoy you. As we embrace this brand new year, grant us the desire to move forward and not backward. Last year has gone, and so to all the foolish mistakes we would have made. Let us be eager to put the past behind, to press on towards the mark of your high calling, to know you, to love you, to serve you, and to make you known in the new year. Lord, we need you to meet the heavy demands of life, or the pressured life that we will be faced. Give us the new desire to place you where you always belong, the first place in our lives. Give us the will to trust you, the will to praise you, the will to follow you, the will to replace fear with faith, knowing that you are always there with us. And with you on our side, it will be a victorious year, 2022. Whatever past disappointments we had last year, we exchange it for your divine appointment this year. Set our feet on the right path and grant us wisdom to make the right choice that will honor you and bring glory to you. As the calendar turns another page into this brand new year, let us live for you, for in you there is victory. Father God, we thank you for this radio station, the management and staff, and all who present programs on this frequency. I ask your blessing upon them. Give the station double streams of income in order that they will continue and improve its broadcasting without hindrance. Father, we give you praise and thanks in Jesus' holy, precious, and holy name. Dear listeners, God wants you to do a new thing in your life in this new year. Will you allow him to? Thank you. Amen.
For each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Sing it together. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He make a way. He will make a way. You may be going through a situation tonight that seems hopeless, and you think that God has forgotten you, but He hasn't. His word tells us that He has inscribed us on the palm of His hand, and He's able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we could ever ask or think. He can make a roadway in the wilderness and a river in the desert. He'll make a way where there seems to be no way. Let's sing it together. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Good morning to all the lovely listeners. Wherever you are this morning, it's indeed a joy, a pleasure that I've been given the opportunity once more by the great I Am, the Supreme Creator, the Ancient of Days, to be with you for yet another morning. Good morning, JD. How you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Donald.
Everything good?
Yeah, so far. Nothing to complain, nothing to worry, so...
Who listens when you complain?
Well, that's the question. Who would listen to you when you're complaining?
Nobody listens.
Nobody will listen to you.
I will. I'm your friend. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Go ahead.
Good morning to you. Good morning to JD. Good morning to the public. I read from the Word of God, John chapter 1, verse 9. That was the true light which lighted every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as receive him, to them gave he power to become the Son of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, not of the will of flesh, not of the will of man, but the will of God. And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witnesses of him and cried, saying, This was he of whom I speak. He that cometh after me is purified before me, for he was before me. And of the fullness have all we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth come from Jesus Christ. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you, my dear.
Morning, drums again.
Yeah, good morning.
How is the new year going?
Good for the few days. Good.
Good, yeah, all right. So in what way you want God to make a way for you for the new year?
Well, God make a way for me, already,
Make a way, so
Yes, God have life.
Well, yes, but he give you life, but he have other things for you.
Yes, he have other things for me, but the year is very young.
No, but you must know what.
Well, I know what.
Well, so
But I wouldn't have to tell you.
Well, exactly. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I want nobody to hear that.
Don't tell nobody.
No, I'm telling you that.
he ain't telling me that, no?
Not at all.
What, boy?
You understand?
You want to get married or what?
That is your business.
Very fast, though.
Hey, you don't understand. Are you faster?
You have to give me all the notice, because
Me has a right to ask that question. I don't ask him, you ask me. I don't
you have to give me
understand.
all the notice because I'll wear special suits and I'd rather a suit from Italy.
Want to hear my business on the phone?
I don't understand. Job 6 Baba, yeah?
All right, good. How nice do you?
All right, Jones, okay.
All right, then, good. Take care. Tell the girls hello. Tell the girls hello for me.
Hey, what a morning to start.
That's your song, yeah?
Yes, my way. God will make a way. He will make ways in the wilderness.
God will make a way.
You believe in God?
Surely.
Why?
Because he is God.
How do you know there's a God?
He exists.
No, I am not telling you that he doesn't. I'm asking, how do you know?
Well, all that what happened in the world, there must be somebody who did this. So
No.
it was not done by human beings. It must be done by somebody of the Most High. He was always there, and he would always be there.
That's not a good excuse.
That's a good excuse. Yeah,
That's not a good reason.
A
sorry.
reason for
That's
doing
not a good
that,
reason.
that he exists. He exists. Because whatever is,
What's he done for you?
a lot of things. I mean,
What
quite a
has
lot
he
he
done,
done.
for you? Okay, let me ask you for first question. Does Andre, meaning me,
Yes.
owe you any money?
No.
Right. See how you answer that straight?
Yes.
What has he done for you?
Quite a lot.
Dying straight? What?
Too numerous to mention.
That's some kind of death announcement?
Too numerous to mention.
I understand. Many relatives and friends too numerous to mention. What's wrong with you?
According to yes, many relatives and friends, too numerous to mention.
Yes. Oh, speaking of which, I think it's proper. I haven't done it as yet
Yeah.
to extend sympathies to the Fletcher family.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and to my uncle too, because it's his brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law. Your uncle's brother-in-law.
Yeah, my uncles, but not
You're
my
not.
brother.
I see the uncle. Yeah, uncle brother-in-law. So I see the uncles. Yeah,
Yeah, my uncle.
yeah your uncle
Brother-in-law.
brother-in-law. Yeah.
And just his wife, of course, Auntie Linda, on the passing of their brother. I guess, like many others whose time has come, his time came. My time will come, so do other people. So this time I take this opportunity to extend condolences. Although nobody tell me yet,
Nobody told you
No, I heard
about.
it. I heard it. You know does that be?
You heard that he died.
I heard that he died.
But your neighbor.
Well, I heard it. No one tell me yet. I'm waiting for them.
Oh
I'm waiting for
no!
them.
Your neighbor.
They
Your
didn't tell-
neighbor.
They didn't tell me yet. Maybe they didn't see me.
You didn't have You didn't have what? How do they call it? Third night and so.
I have no idea.
Well, you should have done like you don't know, because right in your backyard.
I have no idea. But good morning, Zephyrin. And all because I asked the question, do you believe in God? I know Zephyrin would do something. He'd say good morning. Good morning, Zephyrin. How you doing? Do you believe in God, Zephyrin? Is it a difficult thing to believe in God? You were talking to a virgin.
For me? Oh,
He
Zephyrin.
says good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Zephyrin.
Is it a difficult thing to believe in God?
Well, I would say no.
You would say no.
Yes.
Okay. So it could be, because somebody else might say yes.
Well, no, yes, somebody say, well, I don't believe in, I don't believe in God, and.
Do you believe that he was born on the 25th of December?
Talking about Christ,
Well,
God,
okay,
God the Father, God the Son.
We go to the Son now.
The Son?
Yeah.
No.
When was he born?
No one knows.
Oh, what kind of tata mess thing is that? Oh, yes, a friend say, yeah, you believe in God. Okay, Zephyrin. But nobody can really show me proof.
No, I don't believe that he was on the 25th. But we celebrate that as, that day as the, date he was born. But
Why did he have to be born anyway?
Yeah, because...
Because?
Of sin, of man's sinfulness. Well, Adam and Eve messed up the world in the beginning. So
Adam and Eve cannot mess up the world.
they disobeyed.
Let me tell you something. Let me get this string straight. People always say, oh, Adam and Eve spoiled the thing. They didn't spoil nothing.
What they did?
They followed what they were supposed to do. That is how the Father planned it.
You think so? I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
No, God gave us our free will to choose what we want to choose, right? But He gave them instructions, right? He gave them instructions what to do.
Here we go.
To obey it and what to do. He gave them all the instructions, but they decide to go their own way. Probably he knew that. He knew probably they would have messed up thing. But he gave them.
Say that again.
Yeah, he has all knowledge.
Right.
His knowledge.
So
all,
he knew.
Yes, but he gave, I know you're going to do that, but I allow you, I give you the choice. And then
So you know the child is going to use the gun, but yet still you give the child a gun. Well, let me see, you use it, and they'll go kill somebody. That's what's happening. That's what you're telling me.
so.
And that doesn't really make sense, does it?
Well, no, I wouldn't say, but he gave them choice. He gave them the book. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do, and then it's up to you.
But then if you know, JD, that someone is going to use or someone is going to do whatever, why give them the choice? If I know, if I'm here, JD, I'm here, and my son or daughter is here with me, and I know that this board here shocking. So what I do is that say, well, that's shocking, but you had the choice to touch it. Don't touch that, you're going to die. You understand? As a matter of fact, I move them away from it. I put a barricade so that they cannot come to it. Do you understand? So I really and truly, it is puzzling for me. And I like it when you do preacher thing. It is very puzzling for me to understand how on earth it could be that man know you will do wrong, but give you a chance, do wrong anyway. If you want to do wrong, die good, die evil. Choose. No. If you love me that much, take away the evil, leave the good.
I believe that God can turn it around for good and make a way where there seems to be no way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God.
You see, it's just like this, JD. It's time for the weather. What do? Call him at office. I ain't sit down there and say, well, him at office, no, it's time for the weather, they'll call me. No. We call him at office for the weather. You have to be very precise in what you do. Good morning, Andre.
Morning to you and the listeners of Real FM. And here's weather for today, Thursday, the 6th January, 2021. Currently, the rise sphere, winds are variable, barometric pressure, 10-14 millibars. That's above normal and rising. Present temperature, 22.8 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity, 85%. Yesterday's maximum temperature, 29 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum, 22.7 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, only a trace of rainfall was recorded. Hence, the total for the month remains at 3.5 millimeters. And now to have a look at the forecast and value for today and tonight. Today, we expect some generally fair conditions with a low chance of brief isolated showers. Maximum temperature, 30.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves up to 6 feet in open waters. Tides are currently high, low at 12:45 p.m. and high at 6:30 p.m. Sunset today at 5:57, rises tomorrow at 6:36. Just a repeat of the forecast, value for today and tonight. Generally fair with a low chance of brief isolated showers. Maximum temperature, 30.5 degrees Celsius. I'm Andre Charles, reporting for the Met Office. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Take care yourself.
Thanks, same to you.
Okay, bye-bye. 7:30. We ain't done finish the conversation, and we are talking that still. Don't laugh. Zephyr in the background barking.
That's Zephyr.
There's somebody online. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonia. Me keep a while because I spend Christmas and New Year in Carriacou.
So you can't get the station in Carriacou?
No, I don't. I can't get where the people on the radio.
You didn't go to radio?
No, I ain't moving the radio. I'm going to have fun.
You're going to have fun?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Politics, I'm going to talk politics and get the Carriacou.
So how you going to leave Wall Boss on you and go?
Well, boss,
old boss named Colin Carrick, where everybody saying, hey, where you get on them from? We get on them from? But let me tell you, the JB, Jesus Christ never teach nothing called Christianity, you know. He knows nothing of it.
He just smiling, man. You just
I'm listening.
Oh, you're
He
listening?
knows nothing about it.
About?
Look what the Pope and them do to us. And the Pope and them is liars. They just lying and mash up people's mind. When you tell man, when the Pope and them tell man, they have to move with them, man. What they ask them man go do? Yeah? And God say, go here and multiply. You tell them woman and them, you call them non-productive. So they don't have to make no children, they have to have no man. So the Pope and them was wrong. Totally. Jesus Christ never teach nothing they call Christianity. So, and why Mary the only woman, with only one woman God the love? Why Mary the only woman that conceived? Why? I lied about life for us, Andre. Oh, but it's people like me and you, so, I mean, we see the thing only, and then bottom lie. Yeah.
All right. Well, are they by you, so?
Yeah, they are listening to you.
All right. You open the mountain now?
Yeah.
All right, then. One love.
Let's go.
Yeah. See, now me alone, I believe it.
No, I don't. You see, and I've told you before, like, I think I'll probably abstain from such discussion.
That is because your faith weak.
No, not my faith weak. No.
Faith weak.
There are certain things that, as I said, I
Well,
don't get.
your faith weak.
No. I wouldn't say my faith weak.
Zephyrin faith weak.
I believe, and take the color, because I could just end up into.
He gave the earth to the children of men. He came in the only legal way into the earth. Heaven is a place where God abides. Well, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, I said.
And good morning to JD.
Good morning.
I'm not sure. I want to know if it's that I heard. Is it that the gentleman said that Jesus Christ never teach nothing about Christianity?
That's what he said, yes.
Every day we get in piece of the scripture different. I thought they say that to be a Christian mean to be a full believer of Christ.
A follower.
Well, believer and follower is the same thing?
No.
So you follow somebody and believe in?
I could follow you, but I may not believe you. But I could follow
so
you.
Would you be following somebody that you don't believe in?
This morning I wasn't
No,
prepared.
I'm asking you one simple question. Will you be following somebody that you don't believe in? I think we better leave the scripture.
This is what I said earlier.
Yeah,
that is where the biggest problem is. The biggest problem is, Mr. Bridgman and JD, the biggest problem is that whenever man as a being is always scared of the unknown.
Yes.
And the mystery that surrounds the Bible, man scared. Man does not want to go there.
I agree with you.
And that is where the problem is. Because every time we seek to do so and put a foot forward to find out more, something telling us, no boy, that's not a good thing to do. You have to forget that. All you have to do, clasp your hand and close your eyes.
Because we will never finish unfold it.
Well,
we will never finish unfold it. So, some parts of the scripture tell us, world without end. Some tell you when God come in the new world. So where are we? We wouldn't get to finish it.
No, not we now. Speak for yourself.
Us.
No, us not partner.
Well, you were there for
I'm not in all the things.
And you have to show to us that you feel you believe it before you go.
Believe what?
The whole scripture. And I don't think anybody could believe the whole scripture. It's a thing I don't really like to think, but I mean, sometimes we really think. Because
why is it that you all discuss every other thing?
No, this thing.
And then when it comes to the Bible, which is supposed to be the book that guides us through daily life, we don't want to discuss it. But we want to discuss things of the world only.
They say God gives
This
man a
is
chance.
supposed to take us into the afterlife, and we're afraid to touch it.
I don't know, but they say
This
God,
thing, all it, what, you know what? I just realized something, you know. I never did believe that I would ever be able to compare the Bible and something. The Bible is like COVID. I'm afraid to discuss it because I don't know about
I
it.
think
Nobody
now
knows about it, somebody want to
people
discuss
discussing
it.
COVID, but people don't understand about COVID because
Same
everybody
thing
has
with the
their own
Bible.
understanding about COVID, as far as I see. When I say everybody, different people have different understanding about COVID. So we'll never really get it right with COVID neither. And all these things are strange, you know. Some people tell you, okay, in the next 2 years, COVID is going to go. Some tell you it's there forever. So where we are.
Anyway, Clifford, how you doing? How's
I'm
your
doing fairly okay.
how's your party performing in St. John? In 30 seconds, tell me. 30 seconds starting now. Bang, gone.
There is no real built up in St. John then. But as far as we know, Mr. W will be the candidate for the NMP, and it appears that the NDC have 3 persons on slate, and they have not made a choice on yet. It appears that, right? Mr. The young lady who was in the Senate before, Bongolo, and Mr. Fletcher. They are the 3 names that have been called so far, but no decision have been made.
Time up. Time up.
Okay.
Right. I tell you 30 seconds, you must hear when people tell you 30 seconds. Have a nice day. Time up. Good.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you, you know. Whatever you want to say. The program basically is around you.
Around me? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, around me. Okay.
Yeah, it's an agricultural program. You're the farmer.
I'm the farmer. Well, before we get into farming, I just want to share.
There's somebody online.
Yeah, go ahead. Take the call.
Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you lift that voice a bit first, please, sir?
Yeah, good morning.
Good. Wonderful.
Remember the Bible, they tell you, don't question God.
Who tell you that?
Well, the preacher said that.
Oh, the Bible never say that.
But yeah, well, the preacher tell you that, so then people don't really want to question the Bible. Like they'll be scared.
I just said that.
To take it further on, you know? And that's the whole problem.
And I agree with you. That is the problem. Because somebody tell you, they conform your mind and tell you, don't question the Bible. Or don't question God. Who said that? He never said that. Never said that.
Well, the preacher said that.
Oh, the preacher said what you want to say?
Yeah.
And the preacher gives us the impression that when he mark boss, he ending up close to God, they right by God, and we they down the road with it.
Who tell you that?
That was the preacher. When the preacher preach, you getting that impression that he there on the stage and we they quiet on the back.
Yeah, I believe that.
That is what the preacher preaching.
In the final analysis, there'll be a lot of surprises if when the
if I like how you say that if
there will be a lot of surprises.
You ain't know.
There'll be a lot of surprises.
Let me tell you something, Bridget.
Uh-huh.
It's happening. When you transition, the ancient of days, you going to meet with the elders. And the elders will be finding out from you. Yeah, so you get this talent and that talent. What you do with that talent?
Mr. Donald.
You know, what you was doing at that?
Mr. Donald.
Yeah.
According to you, and that's your favorite thing. I didn't come prepared for that. Not that I want to discuss it, but I didn't, that is.
But you had to be prepared.
No, I didn't.
You had to be like a scout. Be prepared. Motto.
So I don't want to get,
Yeah.
I don't want to get.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. You're one smart guy. Every time I bring this conversation up, Andre, I didn't come prepared for that today. You're consistent. I like that.
No, anyway. That was not on my thoughts, on my mind, on my agenda.
Right. Bridget.
That was according to what is it in when they have in parliament what do you say the bill, it was not on the I don't remember.
On the other people.
On the other people. Good, thank you.
Hey, Virgin on the phone, you hear where you going?
Yeah, here we going, man.
Yeah. You do it in the other paper, so you don't bother. You understand?
Yeah, scared to go further into the Bible.
Your voice gone again. Your voice gone again.
Yeah, people are always scared to go further into the Bible. I think it's a fear of, you might sound like if you disobey the Bible or you don't believe in the Bible. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One love.
Good.
Boy.
So that's not on the agenda.
That's not on the
Yeah,
other
people.
Man said that's not on the other people.
People. So let me just.
You have another caller.
Take all the calls.
Good morning. Oh, thought we did. No.
Yeah,
we
let the
don't.
call. They call the calls.
They call the calls, okay?
Yeah.
Hypocrites. All of you
I want to share.
hypocrites.
I want to share something that I got on December the 30th. And it was headline breaking news. This is to inform you. This is to inform that our beloved and well-known friend, Mr. 2021, is retiring on the 31st of this month. That was December. His 12 wives, 52 children, and 365 grandchildren will be attending the grand send-off on Friday, the 31st December at 23:59 hours. However, his family members asked me to inform you that he is retiring with all your problems, sickness, disappointments, frustration, untimely deaths, shame, disgrace, barrenness, discouragement, failure, and rejection. Yet his successor, Mr. 2022, asked me to inform you that he is going to compensate you with long life, good health, wealth, love, abundant blessing, peace, joy, righteousness, promotion, and prosperity.
Just like how you don't like to go into the Bible, I'll go into that stupidness.
No, I just tell you, I just share that.
I don't sharing that.
You sharing that?
No.
Okay.
That's
That's not on the other people.
That's not on the other people. We got a caller. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Andre Down.
That's on the other people.
Good morning, Ms. Scott.
Yeah, how are you doing on your guest? Good morning.
Good
Happy
morning,
New Year to
Kami.
you.
Yes, happy New Year to you.
Yes.
And I hope
everybody
you all.
right?
I hope God's blessing upon you for 2022.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good health.
Good. Well, yeah, I just said, good health,
Yes,
strength, prosperity.
I hear you.
Yeah, well,
I
right.
listen. I hear what you say, and he's telling me about the Bible.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, KB, good morning. And good morning to Mary, Shantimer, and my nephew. My nephew have a little garden. He had those so good as mine. But he has planted little thing in Shantimer, you understand? And this guy gonna tie animal when the boy have a little thing plant up. I wanted to listen this morning, he had to stop. Do not take advantage on Jerry for me. Leave him. He planting a thing. He there on a bus conducting. And Jerry might have his way, he had crack as mine, but he was planting little garden. And the boy gonna tie his sheep and he go to he do the boy thing. And then he still want to beat him and curse him. So I warning him this morning. I warning him, leave this child alone. Don't go in the land and tie your animal for me, please. Because Jerry have family, he have his aunt. The mother dead, but he have his aunt here and he have his family. They're taking advantage of the boy. And Mary, good morning, everybody in Shantimel. He said I go and plant something. He didn't have bus pulling bus though. And the tiny animal in the boy little thing. When he plant the little garden.
Everybody can plant.
Huh?
Everybody can't plant.
Yes, I know that, but you don't destroy people and then
I
you
agree.
want to fight with him because they know he had those so good as mine.
Well, tell him to go to the police.
Well, I think I got to go for him.
Well,
I
something
think I
like
got to
that.
go.
Something like that.
Yes, I got to go because I got advantage and everybody telling me that what you doing to the boy. You understand? And he and Jerry's family is a friend. Jerry's a friend, like Winston friend's son. The child is trying, he had us so good as mine, as I say. So the people know that. I don't like that. Anyhow, Miss Smith, good morning, and everybody, all the farmers.
I have a good morning for you,
Yeah,
Somebody tell me to tell you good morning.
thank you.
You don't
Miss
want to know who?
Miss Grant?
No.
Yola?
No.
Whoever.
The guy who used to drink your sea moss. And your Marby.
Yes.
What's his
Sam,
name?
from Bosgrove. Thank you. He sent something for me. Thank you, darling. What is your name again, boy?
I don't know. I ain't telling you nobody's name this morning.
Well,
Forget
from
that.
Bosgrove, you go to GVSS.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Good morning to everybody and Mr. Watson, everybody who listening to Brooklyn. Because Mr. Donald, I have a friend from, I didn't even know the man, he get to know me. And your program is listening in Brooklyn, but he's doing that right now from Victoria.
Okay.
He's saying
Great.
to listen everybody else. Wait to hear me. But he here now. And he come and look for me. I don't think he go back yet. So all the people in Brooklyn are listening to this station. Good morning. Mr. Watch everybody. Patty everyone. And Mr. Donald have a good day. When I call the siren, you will get instead of one glass, you will drink that from my little glass. You know?
So you ain't telling Zephyrin good morning, no?
Eh?
You ain't telling Zephyrin.
Zephyrin, I forget. If I not come on, he tell me Zephyrin send that give me. Well, I go save a pound of peace for you, boy. The peace late. The other day when he last time when he came, I didn't give him the peace. But he will get that pound when I ain't not ready yet. Yeah.
All right.
Good morning again, Zephyrin, and have a blessed day. And continue praying for the little country. And Mr. Donald, I just said they say school will open next week. Next week.
I have not received any information
Well,
on
I
that
am,
as yet.
My clear out saying so.
Okay.
But you will get yours, they go send it for you.
All right.
They go send it. They go send the report for you. And good morning to Miss Yolanda Ben Oscar. Good morning, Happy New Year to you and your mom. Everybody who listening to my voice this morning. Good morning, Trophy, all them boys. Ram everybody. Okay, darling, all you have a blessed day.
Take care. All right,
And
Cammy.
all
One
the
love.
farmers in Grenada.
Kami,
Bye. Okay?
somebody want to tell you good morning, a special good morning.
Thank you.
Come in.
Eh.
Happy 2022. Love you as always.
That's all it is.
I don't
But
know.
I love you. That's very nice little boy.
Like you can't remember names this morning.
Andrea, you know it is.
I didn't know
Andrea,
that.
no young again, you know. 65 years, you know, young people, you know. Anyhow, a day.
Take care
Have
of love.
nice tomatoes, you know.
All right.
And things so that good. And you have a blessed day.
You too, my dear.
And everybody try and stay safe.
Cammy,
Right?
before you go, when's the last time you see them two black vans pass by you there?
I don't see me Prime Minister. I don't think. But I get in my head up every morning.
Okay.
Loving man, I don't care what they say. They can't stop that. They could say what they want. Dan boy, I join line, I feel good at Sunday, we boy.
Yeah, you can't forget
I
that.
feel good at sit down in that big van. And if you care about it, they could say what they want about it. The man get in his van and he drive out front and a day behind him.
You security.
Your security Cammy.
Wow.
You're big like
I don't
that.
care what they say about that man. They can't stop that. Doc, good morning. You have to get close to the man to get his love from him.
Cammy, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Right.
Bye, darling.
Okay, love. It's real. It's 91.9. The time has now moved on to 10 minutes, and that is before the 8 o'clock hour. And while you're talking to Cammy, JD had to skip out to open the door for the brother. What's up, man?
Morning, Andrew. You look really colorful and nice this morning.
Colorful?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you realize that your headphone matches your clothes. Let me just give it a
Oh, black would match anything, wouldn't it?
The red color on the
Check.
headphone
What do you call
and
it?
stuff, and the red color on your shirt and your tag on your shoulder and stuff.
And you live with a green.
You look really organized this morning.
Green?
You forget the
Well,
green?
I must have green in
You forget the green, BJ?
I must have green.
Well, I tried to stay up from the color green and yellow.
You realize I don't have yellow? You realize there's no yellow? You realize that?
Red, black, white,
Green.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No yellow.
no yellow.
Can't spoil that shirt like that. You're crazy. Yo. Can't put that thing in it and spoil that.
Nice shirt, colorful.
Yeah.
Color?
Colorful.
Morning.
Gives Andrew a special glow.
Hello.
Hello.
Good
Good morning,
mo-
Mr. Donald.
Good morning, Mr. Primus.
And good morning to DJ and
Good morning, sir.
the gentleman.
How was 2021?
Well, I was just about to tell Jerry, I just about to wish you all Happy New Year and for good life and strength for the country.
Any new plans?
No, as usual.
As usual.
As usual.
Just another page. Just another page.
Another page. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
Another page. The only thing is so stressful for me now because during the year, I heard where the man said that we'll be getting some rain because they are mixed season. So I went preparing where I had no water to plant, and now I find myself very difficult because I prepared the land and now I have to turn back to plant. So I have to go now where the water is.
Now you're getting the rain just now, man.
No, I don't take any chance of that now.
I'm telling you, you're getting the rain.
Yes, Mr. Donald, but to take chance with 25 trees of cauliflower, it's not.
No,
not
that's
easy.
yeah. That's
And I don't have the luxury of tractors. The only one tractor I have is a full sprung.
I hear you, bro.
Yeah. So right now I'm preparing land. Some planting again. So with you all, I believe.
All right.
Yes.
Take care.
Be
love.
blessed.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the new news, Mr. John?
The new news. Oh, this John.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that John,
No,
not this John.
not this one.
Yeah.
Not the John. Not the John.
Not the John D. That John D. What's the new news? Uh-huh.
The news is that I'm very hopeful that 2022 will be a year of implementation, and as outlined by the Ministry of Agriculture. It'd be nice to see some more practical activities in the agriculture sector. Let's stop all this talking and,
And acting. It's time to act. Acting. Yeah.
practically. 2021, we made a lot of promises. We said we was going to do a lot of things. And as usual, everybody turned it and said, COVID is the problem, and this is the problem, and that is the problem. And the reality is that we have to live with this disease for a while. And it can be for a very long while.
I believe that.
So we will have to learn to adjust and adopt. And walk through this. Life goes on.
So what do we do?
What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
We buckle up, follow the established protocols, and forge along. We will have casualties along the way. Sometimes that's just life. It can be just lessons, it can be just experience. Life is a practical process, and with or without you, it will continue.
It will go on. Yes, it will go on.
I think lessons coming out of 2021 is that people worldwide begin to realize that this huge accumulation of money is kind of useless in the scheme of things. You can click your finger and 24 hours time you're just dead, and you know death is coming because you've seen it. They put you on some ventilator and you're struggling to breathe, and you know it's coming your way, and nothing can save you. That's the reality of the day. So we all gotta look out for each other, be rational, be sensible, be prudent, and carry along collectively. If we don't handle this thing collectively, we have disaster ahead. This disease is a disease that forces mankind to live collectively. And as you realize, one bad apple, one breakaway sheep, that's the flux fire.
But you just said about the one bad apple, and it slipped me to pass on the things as it relates to today. We had a record yesterday.
Yeah, I saw quite a bit.
314 cases.
That's a lot.
That's a record. The record before that was 298 or 96 thereabouts. So at present, we have 1,179 persons affected, and that is what the authorities know. Understand that? That the figure, of course, is higher than that, but that's just what the authorities know. Because there are a lot of people who they're not going to be tested because they're treating it as a little flu, and they're not bothering, as if they know what the difference is. And yesterday, when I checked, when I looked at the portion on the dashboard which says number of persons currently hospitalized, yesterday that was 0, and that was a great thing, DJ. However, today 4, and that is not a good thing.
Well, based on the quantity of people that is, currently,
affected
active with this thing, I think hospitalization of 4, though we don't want anybody to be hospitalized, that reach to that extent, is still very good.
No, there's nothing good about it, BJ. It's not good.
Well, in relation to Andre, the quantity of people that you have,
BJ, 4 is not good.
when you're talking about hospital cannot hold people and there is no more beds, then you have issues.
Once you have 4, then the numbers are starting to climb.
That could be true.
We've got a caller. Good morning. Can you speak up, please?
Yeah, morning.
That voice is really
Yeah, morning, morning.
That's a lot better now. Tell me.
Yeah. The men with you there, I guess they're dealing with agriculture. That's the main thing they deal with. What's going on with the hot pepper production in the country? Because Barron seems to have a problem getting hot peppers.
All right. If you've been listening to this program for a while, then you'd have heard BJ say time and time again the price that persons who want to make, and I'm not labeling Barron, BJ said that the price that certain people want to pay for the hot peppers, that is unacceptable. And hence the reason he himself, BJ, does not really even do hot peppers anymore, because it is unacceptable. What they put in when you paying what? BJ did what?
$2 and then $2.50.
Yeah. That is unacceptable. Alright? So as a result of that, whatever company that's using hot peppers, they will have problems. And my thing to them, whatever company, behave like Kenco. Grow your own peppers. And then you will do so and realize what the situation is. Grow your own peppers.
They will suddenly find that growing the pepper will fleece the company, and they probably get out of business.
Yep.
Okay. Do you know the people who buy from the farmers on the street complain about the farmers in this country? Things are very expensive to them.
Let me tell you something, and that is because you're listening to the people who on the street. You're listening to them. Listen to the farmers, and you would hear a different side of the story, because the farmers will tell you. For instance, those who buy corn, they will not allow the farmers to do so and harvest the corn. They want to go into the fields to harvest the corn for themselves. And when they go into the fields to harvest the corn, when they finish, they tell you, well, oh boy, they're small, this, I could only give you $1 or 75 cents or whatever for one. That is what they tell you after they break your corn.
First day, they come the first day.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, what they could do, what if pepper farmers could do, or the government could do?
Government? How does government? Hold on.
No.
Hold on. How does government reach into that?
But I don't want to sound political.
No, it's not political. I'm saying, how does government reach into that? That's the farmer and the consumer.
So, you don't think the farmer should have a standard price, like a regular? Somebody should.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't regulate price. You can regulate price of goods that you import. But when it comes to agricultural produce, you cannot regulate price.
Because
So, what I'm trying to let me make you understand. I'm saying because the farmers have a problem with the price the people want to pay for the pepper. Just like how marketing board does want to pay people a lesser price for the product. So the Ministry of Agriculture or the Bureau of Standard or something should have a price to negotiate with the farmers what they want for the produce.
I'm convinced now that you don't listen. And I said to you that cannot be done.
Okay.
For goods that are imported, the government can shift taxes and do whatever to make sure that it stays within a certain bracket. Yeah? But
so,
for
my friend there, how much you think you should get for your pepper?
who's speaking, the BJ?
Yeah.
BJ, the gentleman wants to know how much you think you should get for a pound of hot peppers.
Well, Andre, that depends on the cost for producing the peppers. It's not how much I think. There is a mathematical calculation that you can do to find out what it is that you want to sell your produce at. Andre, most people who buy stuff, all right? In fact, even the vendors, the huckster, they will tell you, and I'm not talking about the supermarkets and stuff like that. Andre, they will tell you categorically that if they don't make at least $1 profit or markup on every pound that they sell, they're not interested
They
in
make
buying
it,
that produce.
Yeah, that's,
You
yeah.
understand the point I'm making?
Minimum.
So if somebody bought like 100 pounds of watermelon from you, they think after they're selling that they should make, you don't understand, $100 at least.
If they pay $1 a pound.
Let us assume you pay $1.
Yeah, if they pay $1 a pound, they believe that they have to make back that dollar, and then they have to make at least $100. If they ain't make $100 on that, then as far as they're concerned, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
And that is not necessarily true.
Yeah.
All right, so Bridget, you hear that?
Yeah, I get that.
All right. Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah,
Lift the voice.
yeah.
You said you had something else.
No. I go to the explanation.
You're good. Okay, one love. Great.
Yeah, man.
Now, we said, BJ, that was going to happen to companies who refuse to do so and understand that they need to pay farmers more based on what they are selling their end product for.
Need to make it reasonable.
You understand? And I was speaking the other day, and I want to drop this in. The government, in its wisdom, decided, okay, you know what? Power is too expensive, and because power is expensive, the production cost in this country is up. So we need to drop it, right? Because we need to take care of our citizens. That's what government said. So government, when first thing they did, they bought back Grenlec, bought it back. So it belongs to us now. Second thing they did, well, in the process, they said, hey, we're going to look at electricity price. And BJ, when you listen to different people, you're hearing that the electricity price is going down, all right, or has gone down. But the thing is, what is in place to ensure that the producers, the companies that produce stuff, that they pass that cost on, that savings? Because if they're making, when they make 100 of their produce now,
well, it means that the profit goes up.
yeah, their profit is going up. But when government did it, government, yes, was looking for them, but government was, the bigger picture for government was the people.
Yeah.
So if the cost to put toilet paper on a roller, yeah, if that cost dropped because power dropped, then people should benefit.
Andrew, that's what good company does, eh?
But they're not doing that.
Well, most people here is just profit oriented. And what they don't do is to look out in a meaningful way in an honest way, in a genuine way, in a rational way, in a sensible way for the people who turn the wheel. And this is what the problem is. A lot of people seem to think that it's okay to squeeze a man and get blood out of him, you know, and don't look out for him. And you continue to do that every day because it fools your pocket. You know what will happen? You wouldn't see the man after a period of time. And other men gonna be frightened to come around you because they know they'll probably get the same treatment. And you find a lot of companies, people are going for 2 days and they run and you don't see them and then they go elsewhere and your company cannot be stable because stability depends on your human resource. And if you don't look after that properly, you're doomed for destruction, you're doomed for disaster, you're doomed for failure. You know, Andre, and I don't want to go to the extreme with this, but like company like Microsoft and, you know, those really wealthy companies, the staff, some of the senior staff, they ensure that they themselves are being looked after in such a way, the staff are being looked after in such a way, Andre, that even on the weekends, they will ensure that people will come in and do your laundries and do your housework and do this for you and pay for that cost.
Yeah.
Just to ensure that you're happy and comfortable to come to work on Monday.
On Monday, yeah.
Because they know they're going to squeeze you for 5 days and you probably need 2 to recover.
Yeah.
So they make sure they take up all the slack within that 2 days and make sure that you're okay, you know. We need to really look after with people, the people who work for us, in a more, you know, formidable way. For example, Andre, sometimes you don't take money, you know.
Nope.
People come in your workplace in the morning, they work with you, and probably the year come to an end, and you really ask them, how was the, you know, holidays, how the children, how we making out in school, how things are going. And sometimes those things worth more than money. You look out for people morally,
So true.
socially.
So true.
You understand? And sometimes we think it's all about money that we need to, you know, give people in order to reward them. That is not true. You know? How about friendship? How about respect? How about, you know, ethics? How about morals? All those things are essential in setting up a proper, you know, company, a company that can genuinely, you know, make money and last for long, a company that is sustainable. There are some people who just come and jump in the stream and make some money and run. That's cool.
Yeah.
But if you want to stay for a period of time, you have to, you know, you have to be of good character, so you can establish, you know, proper long-term relationship, you know, and people will pick it up fairly easy, you know. Used to do peppers for Baron, and used to sell the pepper at $2. I said, BG, we're giving you $2.50 and grow some peppers for us. I did so and grow about an acre of pepper and started supplying them 2,000 pounds every week, you know, 3,000 pounds every week. And I said, hang on, you know something, brethren, this money that you're paying me for the peppers aren't making economic sense. Because after I recover my costs, fertilizer seems to be, pepper is a heavy feeder. And
Okay.
you have to keep fertilizer almost every week, apply fertilizer.
Wow.
Every time you have it, you need to probably apply fertilizer. In fact, you probably need to apply every day. And Andre, Baron said, you know something, brethren? We will give you $2 and provide fertilizer for you.
Okay.
For the peppers.
Okay.
I thought that was a good relationship. You know? They did it for about 6 weeks. Then they turned back and said, BJ, this is fleecing our company now. We want to pay you $2.50 and you do what you know, really want. You understand? Even 50 cents on every pound could not have compensated for the fertilizer requirement of that plant. So what you really want to do, Andre, what Brian probably should have done is sit down with me and work out the logistics, you know, the economics of doing this stuff. And we both come to an understanding. I expect, yes, you have a company and I expect you to, you're basically making a secondary product. And I expect you to have to look after your stuff and I expect your company to grow and I expect you to make profit. At the same time, if you leave me there, you understand, on the breadline and can't even pay my workers for growing stuff for you, how long am I going to be able to do it for you? And that's what people don't understand. It. Oh, well, if BJ stops, somebody else is going to take over. Well, the person's going to soon find out what you're doing. And they're going to stop too. And then what you will have, all right, the man who produces the raw material for you, you're gonna feel. You wouldn't be able to see that in after that time you can't get it product, you know. You know much about pepper stance in Europe and stuff. 25 euros or something like that, so for one little stuff, you know much pounds. A pepper you take in to make a case of pepper sauce, just a few. Andre, and if you go them really well, you know, a handful. And you know, you expect to be given part of that goodies, you expect at the end of the year, companies are saying, you know, Andre, some of these big companies, what do they call this institution that we have here again? They award people at the end of the year. Is it Chamber of Commerce?
Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, Chamber of Commerce.
At the end of the year, you see Chamber of Commerce having this big ceremony. Business of so and so, business of so and so, and you do very well. Look at a big plaque and they rate you and they give you all kind of accolades. What they should be doing is giving companies that look after the people, may not making as much profit as those people, those awards, Andre. And your country will grow. You know, the structure of your country, the whole fabric of your society will grow better. Andre, sometimes not how much money you make, is what you do for your country in making that money.
I am convinced, as you said, you've said it, BJ, and I'm convinced that if you're going to get into, and when I say you generally, if you're going to get into the production line in something that has to do with an agricultural produce, the first thing you need to do is to find 2-3 farmers and say, hey, I know you grow this. I want to get into an end product with this. This is the amount of peppers I would need, or this is the amount of tomatoes I would need. Can you supply me? And can we have a stabilized price going forward? Something that I can pay, something that will make you happy. That's one of the first things. And I think a lot of times that it's not done.
And certain companies in Africa and stuff like that, they would have similar arrangement to make secondary produce and stuff like that. But at the end of the year, they will bring the accounts and show. In fact, the people who supply the raw material will be given accounting sheet as to the activities that take place throughout the year and how much profit this company make and how much money out of those profits will be given back to the producers of the raw material, you know. They don't take out for themselves and run away with it. Once you start to do things like that, you start to have a big division, Andre. You start to have one set of people becoming very, very rich and one set of people becoming very, very poor. And once you start to have that big, wide, you know, strata in society, you have trouble. The poor going to become despondent and want to do bad things to get rich.
It's like insurance. It's like the insurance company, BJ. You know, when you really actually look at it, you pay insurance for years, and then you get to where you get to the maximum that you could have a discount. How could you get to a maximum and have a discount? No.
And then they stop giving discount
after that. After that. So it's like.
It's all about money, Andre.
No, and that's not good.
Andre, people are taking money from you in one hand and give you back in the other hand. You don't have a problem, you know. It's when you're taking it in one hand and you're securing it in that same hand and you're not going back down. You're asking for trouble.
It's on the same vein with the insurance companies. I believe that as the Caribbean, BJ, we have enough people to secure ourselves in terms of insurance now.
Of course.
Because if we had Clico Bico making all that money and the thief and a couple men do so and go and, you know, live high life, we know how to do this thing.
Of course.
You know, so you're not tell me, okay, fine, you must reinsure with whatever. No, we live in a particular place in the Caribbean, in a zone that we don't necessarily
activities in that
yes.
zone and money in that zone to do something.
You know, so let our money benefit us, not we having to do so. And every year we paying how much money to Lloyd's of London, and Lloyd's of London don't even know Andre Donna.
As reinsuring,
yeah.
The same thing that you insured, you know. Who paying all those costs, Andre?
We.
Exactly.
So that money, those millions that the insurance companies paying to Lloyd's of London and Lloyd's of London don't even know where St. Patrick's is. You know, they don't even care about that. But the vehicle are driving in Back Street and the vehicle are driving in Mali, that vehicle has to pay Lloyds of London for driving in Celestin, and Lloyds of London don't know what Celestin.
Those things are just to insurance. They
don't make no sense, man.
The prints and the little fine prints and stuff is always to ensure that they're okay. They don't really care about the clientele base. As far as they're concerned, they need you, but just to get your money.
Yeah.
Like that, just need you to get money. Not insurance company will not have that way. So people.
No, well, I mean, they just come to mind here, man. They just come to mind here. You know? It's and I could do something and sling it into the politics. When you look at the politics, you realize that it's like NNP just care about people and just making sure that people, when you do safety, even though people walking on the roads and doing all kind of thing and thing happening, economic activity taking place. And when you do something, you gonna look at it, you see, hey, next party fights.
We don't sit down and deal with things in its perspective. And that is the real problem that we have in people, too many times, brethren, just look at the thing on the surface. We don't go into details. We don't look at things intricately. You hear people sit down left, right, and center. And the people on the road who cleaning the side of the road, they're not doing a good job. And the this and the that. And government is wasting money. And government is this and government. And we're always looking and turning on to government and the authorities and whatever. And we're not looking at ourselves. You understand? What's about the people who saying that? Sitting in big offices, in government places and stuff like that. We only spend a few $1 million in cleaning the side of the roads, the debushing program and other social program on the ground. That's a little bit of money. What about you people who picking up 18, 20 million every month? That's what they're paying you people, Every 30 days, I have to find close to 20 million or 20 odd million to pay you people. You understand? And check the wastage. You understand? And the inefficiencies that take place on a daily basis in some of those ministries and government places and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I say government places, and I'm not zeroing on the leaders of the country. I say in government places, the people's places. Because the ministry, that's what they are. The people's, the public places. You understand? Think about how much money we waste on a daily basis in transportation, in inefficiencies, in whatever.
Right. Listen, I thought I used to see them. I thought I used to see them. And BJ, these days, I don't travel that much in terms of go so many places as I used to before. And the amount of government vehicles I saw pass my way over the holidays, I was like, but I thought we had holidays. The ministry working still, And I'm not talking health, I'm not talking Ministry of Health, And I still ain't talking Ministry of Communication and Works, When you look and you see all them, you're like, well, hold on, how come them working and it's 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve?
Andre, some feeble person who don't have nothing much to go by, get a little 10 days on
the road, and we come
and then you turn around and you say, you this or you that, and you start to rev up and deal with all kind of bag of foolishness. And do understand that sometimes it's only once, twice a year those people get
a little something to go by.
You understand what I'm saying? You're working every month.
Every month.
You're wasting government gas, you're wasting all kind of thing, you're doing all kind of wrong things.
Air condition running for you. If you don't get on air condition, you're not going in the office,
You're closing your office 2 o'clock and go.
And you go in.
And you smell a cigarette inside, you call in, finish your hair, and say, come and do tests and all kind of stuff like that. We have to pick up all of your nastiness on the side of the road. On a day, there's a saying, Andrew, people doesn't forget who dirty the road, You understand? They always, that can... the man who pick it up and
they
always remember.
They remember that man. Here's somebody saying Elder Randolph Num Roberts, you know that?
That's my nephew.
Yeah, well.
Good morning, boss. How you doing?
Where is he located?
In Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, well, he's saying good morning to Uncle BJ.
Good morning, I'm my favorite nephew, that. Pastor.
Okay, great. So I have a nephew who's a pastor. You have a nephew who's a pastor. So you see that? Me and BJ ticket well book. Yours don't book, you don't show you, but that check me.
You want to do my thing?
Wait.
You want to put my mouth on the radio?
No, you could open your mouth.
You have a nephew. You know who I have as pastor?
Who?
All right.
Your
so
father?
Let us go.
Your father is a pastor then?
No, let's just go
All
on that
right.
road.
Hear this one. Livingston Lewis, I don't know who he is, but good morning, Livingston Lewis. He said that he sold some cucumbers to a vendor for $1.50 a pound. And then he sent back somebody to purchase a pound of that said cucumbers.
$3.
$4 a pound.
What happens?
Yeah.
So cantaloupe to marketing wood for 90 cents and Richard Sotes here and say, you know something? I promised somebody 2 cantaloupe.
Yeah,
I'm
me
going
go.
to buy it back from marketing board and drop for that person. I expect to pay $1.50.
Yeah.
It was $3.17 a pound for 90 cents.
Blood fire! For 90
For
cents.
90 cents, they paid for it. I had to call in and say, what it is going on, you know? And give some long story.
They didn't even give, did they even give you $1 a pound? Yeah?
No, 190 cents, and they sold it back to me the same day.
Give them the credit. They know how to make money.
Of course.
Yeah, they know how to,
Yeah,
but
but
they
they
must
have-
know how to spend it too.
No, they have overheads.
What it does, Andre, because that gap is so wide between what
Too
you pay
wide.
for everything and what you sell, the markup is so high that, Andre, it makes these farmers despondent and it don't make it affordable for our cantaloupe in the field spoiling, you know. That's the reason why they are paying 90 cents, because there were so many they can't, you know, pay
Can't
the
lie.
normal price. Normally they get about $2 for it, $2.50. And here you are selling for even 90 cents because there are so many in the field spoiling.
So then pass
And
it
then
on to the.
why are you selling it for $3.17? Are you making it affordable? Andrea, mad people we have around some of these institutions, you know.
Good morning, you clear your throat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Just before I make the point I want to make, is that I heard you said something about electricity. This electricity thing is not properly regulated yet.
When you say it's not properly regulated, what do you mean?
And it is time that they look into it. They said that the price is going to go down. About 2 months ago, I paid $200 and something. The next time they wrote me a letter saying that they did a estimate or something of the sort, and they're going to refund. The next time I paid $177. The next time I paid $178. The next time I paid $178. The next time I paid, which was last month, I paid in St. George's, I paid $163 something. Friday gone, I paid electricity bill again in Grenville, and I paid $178.
Okay, so what are you saying?
So something is totally wrong.
Well, let's look at it this way. You say about 2 months ago you were up in the 200s,
Yes.
and then you pay,
210
hold
and
on. Let's get it. You
Yes.
said about 2 months ago
Yes.
you're up in the 200s, but the amount of times you pay 168 and 178 is more than 2 months, eh? But let us forget that and let us look at it the way it should be looked at, not this way, but the way it should be looked at. If 2 months ago your bill was up in the 200s plus, correct?
Yeah.
Is that
At that
correct?
time they said they made a mistake.
Is that correct?
I'm saying at the time when it was 211 or 210 somewhere there, they said they wrote me a letter which I have there saying that they had an estimation of the bill, right?
Yeah.
And that they would have adjusted.
Yes.
The next time I paid, I think it was 177 or somewhere around there.
Gone.
Right.
And then after that, what you paid?
Yeah.
After that, what you
After
paid?
that, I paid 170 something, so it's 74 somewhere there.
Okay.
And then it goes down. It goes down from that now to 163. And Friday, God, I paid in Grenville, and I paid 178 again. 178 something.
So, but it is consistent, Clifford. It is consistent, and I'll explain to you why I say it's consistent. If you're into the 170s, you may, somebody in the house probably iron for a little bit longer. Is that possible? Or the washing machine, you had a bit more to wash, and not necessarily the same load you probably had. Instead of 4 loads of clothes, you probably had 5 loads of clothes. The lights could have stayed on a bit longer. All these factors, Clifford.
Yeah,
I'm not saying hold on. I'm not saying anyone in isolation, but all these factors can cause your bill to go up. And your bill is fluctuating. The government did not say to you, or the authorities did not say to you, okay, Clifford, your bill is going to be stuck at $170. Nobody said that.
And I am saying that neither.
Well, so what are you saying?
I am saying that this thing, if I'm certain that when I put down, 10 persons could call you. Or if you listen around the island, 10 persons have the same complaint that I have. I am certain on that.
I don't understand your complaint. That's what I'm asking. What you complaining about?
That the what you talk about washing and extra light and whatnot is not happening by me.
Okay.
Right? It's not happening by me.
So you run the same amount every month. You open the fridge the same amount of times every day.
I mean, the thing about opening the fridge, that is liquor with mine.
What?
It have been, it open more than it have opened 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. The same procedures.
But the authorities indicated to you that they had made a mistake in relation to your bill and that they will seek to have it readjusted.
Yeah.
They had it adjusted. It was adjusted downwards. So you came from 200 plus into the 170, 160 to 170 zone. So 60 and 10 is 70. And that's basically where you have been.
And it gone back to the 178. Anyhow.
Okay, fine.
That is just to let you know that I'm certain that what I'm saying, you will hear 10 more people.
Okay, Clifford, let's move on.
Right. The next thing is that I heard you talk about prices with marketing board and with other places. And it is time that we have some sort of control on some of the prices of things.
Oh, my God.
Because eggs, I understand, I didn't see it, but I understand that eggs are selling for $50 a tray around the holidays. And it was going at different prices and different people telling you they don't have eggs and they're catching hell to get eggs and whatnot. This time, and the marketing board, is time, they were supposed to have an inquiry into the marketing board.
You're making two separate points there.
No, I'm making up, I think to show
Clifford,
you.
Clifford, you spoke about the price of eggs.
Yes.
And you spoke about local produce being controlled.
Yes, and then I said the marketing
we
board.
have said here on this program, time and time again, even this morning, a caller we just spoke. If you weren't listening, then let me explain. Let me say to you that someone requested the same thing that you're requesting. And we have said that you cannot put price control on local produce. You cannot do that.
So
You can control, you can decide, okay, fine, the tariff on garlic. As government, you can say, I'm not putting any tariff on garlic, and this is the range. So I'm going to let, for instance, marketing board bring in garlic. They're the only one who can bring in garlic and control the price of garlic, like marketing board controls the price of sugar, and they control the price of is it dried milk?
Milk,
rice. And loose rice and stuff like that. You can control that. You cannot control the price of a pound of yams. That has to do with supply and demand. And we keep saying that, and I cannot understand why we're not getting the picture.
So when marketing board had a control, or attempted a control and those things, and
on what?
That was wrong.
What on what?
On local prices.
On what?
There was a time a few years ago when marketing board had kind of restructure and had a control on those prices.
Marketing board has they're the only company in Grenada that has the authority to bring in loose milk.
I'm not talking about rice. I'm talking about local.
Marketing board, you're saying
do you remember any time that marketing board had a control or a speculated prices on those things?
No, I don't remember.
Well, I'm certain BJ could identify that. Right? There was a time. Right? And they was getting competition from things. All I'm saying is that marketing board owes the nation inquiry was on. It's finished, we understand. We have not heard one thing about the report. One thing we have not heard about the report. And I think it's time that we get to know the status of marketing board with the problems that they had. It was worldwide, it was island-wide. The Prime Minister has to intervene in it. And it's time that we get to know the bottom of that.
One thing I'd like you to do for me, yeah? When you come on and you're going to make 1 or 2 points or 3 points, I admire that you do them. When you start to make them, stick to them. Do not drift.
I didn't drift at all.
I'm just telling you what I would like you to do for me for the new year. I never said you drifted. I'm just saying that is what I want for my new year from you.
You shouldn't tell me that because I told you I was making more than 1 point. And then you asked me to go on to the other one. I told you I was making more than 1. And I didn't make more than 1.
Thank you, Mr.
I did
Bridgman.
make more than 1.
Thank you, Mr. Bridgman. Okay, great. Jeez, you mean. I know I understand why they make why they make Fenzik. Now I understand why they make Fenzik for you to take it or you get headache. Unless you see a Fenzik, right?
I don't know. They still make what?
Fenzik and Coke. For what?
Want sleep?
Why?
BJ, you that drug addict long. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
General BJ.
Good morning.
Yeah, I called, and this morning I called in on the farmers of Grenada to support the Minister of Agriculture. And this year we have to take this thing from this boy. We have to take this nutmeg thing from this boy. This boy is playing here. This boy is buying dry nutmeg. You give back pay. Not dry nutmeg buying. You have to try it again. And again nobody had that. We had to find somewhere from a revolution and take a tea from the boy them. And them boy are doing it up, you know. The boy don't like the government. They don't like the government. Farmers, let's get together this 2022 from the revolution and take we things from them boys. So we could sell with nutmeg to France, Germany, Israel. Who we want to sell it from. Everything from them. And next thing, brother, did that brother talk there? I like to listen to me when you know he's very, very controversial. He's a mealy man. Very controversial. Like a mealy. Bless up.
Bless her.
Bless up, word. But Andre, I think people don't really digest that to develop a country agriculturally requires a collective process, and all hands got to be on board. Not just the farmers, the purchasers of the produce, the institutions that need to support them, all those things, the government, everybody needs to come together, Andre, and try to make this thing, so profitable and lucrative that other people gonna see the sense in jumping into this thing. I'm not seeing enough young farmers, and I'm not seeing enough efficient
farming practices. We've got a call. Good morning to you.
Morning, Andre.
Morning, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
I just hear you call life insurance. We shouldn't be even calling these people name Andre Donald. These people make a fortune from the slave trade. They make a fortune from the slave trade. Every slave was insured. Any slave that get killed, you have to pay life insurance, millions and millions of dollars. These guys that they make from the slave trade. Even the Barclays Bank, the Barclays brothers, they also make a fortune from the slave trade. And this is why they set up a big banking company.
Okay.
Even the church, the church make a fortune from the slave trade too. These people shouldn't be, these people's names shouldn't be calling.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah, well, you have a nice day, Andre.
You too. I'm convinced that people don't listen, Because if he was listening, then he wouldn't have said what he just said. Because I was saying that.
You'd have buried them already.
Well, yeah, but no, the thing is, BJ, I was saying that, hey, we need not pay these people. And then he's calling me and saying the same thing, but against what he believed that I said. He did not listen. Oh, my God.
Yeah, back to this price thing, BJ. Okay, what is the body cucumber? 150?
Yeah, 150 a pound they
Uh-huh.
paid. They sold it for
150,
and
yeah.
went back to purchase, and it was $4.
$4. So that's what high markup to 50.
You know, Andre, in recent time, look at the prices for a few years and realize that I've flooded the market with plantains over the last decade or so, and decide not to get involved in plantains anymore because the price had moved from 250 to 60 cents or 75 cents, or don't want more, we don't want any. Over the last 2 years or so, I realized that the price had moved right back up from 60 cents to 250 again. I went and planted another few acres and thought by now somebody gonna realize that you have to add value, you have to find a different market base for that particular produce. Andre, the price had moved from 250 to $1 now in what, 3 or 4 months, 5 months, and that's not the end of the issue. I've been giving marketing board plantains at $1 per pound, and I have some little niche market on the side that, like Sanders and those places, that I get $2.50 and stuff from. Now, who want to take those market from me?
Marketing board.
The same marketing board that I bend my back over and giving you the price. You produce at reduce, price. You do so now, and marketing board now.
Well, they should be buying more from you.
They are trading them like hucksters in them now.
Yeah.
You pick up what you can pick up on the side at whatever is the lowest price, and you go and try to sell it at the highest price you can really, afford.
No, then
This
hold
is
on.
not
No,
people
hold on. But let me tell you something, BJ. I believe that they could do that. Hold on. Let me finish here. You could do that when you tell a farmer, okay, if you bring me 100 pounds of prime planting, I'm taking the 100 pounds.
Sometimes they don't even want.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you are taking everything that the farmer can throw at you, then you can go to every place and do what you want.
You can pay me 50 cents.
Yes, and take it. And take all.
And take all. That's okay. Because
Take all.
you're buying quantities.
You buying quantity, you take all.
You cannot just buy the thing based on what you can sell. You're just taking what you can sell. You're purchasing only what you can sell. And then you go and sell it at exorbitant price.
Yeah, that ain't making no sense.
That's rip-off, Andrew.
Yeah.
Caller?
Man, we trading in drugs with them kind of way. Not.
Do you have a call?
We have a call? Yeah, we do. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah. The farmers in a lot of trouble, I don't know if a farmers direct. Also, I'm talking about me now. I am a cassava, the sip plant cassava, I plant the cassava, I can get sale. Nobody even begging for a cassava to eat, much less. I don't understand. Something else.
But I understand your plight because he has cassava for sale and loads of cassava. But then again, it goes back to the people who nobody has taken up. Let me rephrase that. What do you call it? The one in Westerhall is Westerhall? Cardi. They process the cassava. I don't know if they still do. But nobody's really taken up processing the cassava so as to bring it to the stage where it can be added straight to the flour or flour added to it, whichever way it is, to make the cassava bread, the cassava pone, or whatever. Nobody's really taken that up on a professional level. And so the farmer who is planting cassava now is still left out in the wind because it's probably only the people up at Munich who make the farine still. They're the ones who still come in. And they too, when they come, they want to pay you 10 cents a pound.
No, I think they have a standard. $1 was standard. Yeah.
No,
the whole method of producing the cassava, they cannot, they cannot pay plenty for it or they wouldn't be making.
But you see, then again,
it boils down to the whole.
So what has to happen here is that, and this is something that, this is where probably the ministry can come in, and I explain it when I say ministry come in here, BJ, because the cost of bringing the cassava to that stage where it can be used for the farine, thing, or where it can be used to make the bread, the pone, or whatever. Because the cost, based on what you're saying, seems to be a high cost. If government can invest in this together with Cardi, or look to see where Cardi is at, and use our local engineers, those that are at what do you call it, TAMCC and so, use our local engineers to develop machines that can handle the cassava.
Andre, what is strange is that there was a factory here, you know, big
There you go.
factory side.
Where is
Owned
it?
by the guy named Ross.
And down in, you're in Lagoon Road, right?
Yeah.
Right down in West Hall, I
And
think.
he was
You're
based
right.
in Wester Hall.
Yeah.
And couldn't find cassava.
You
and
see?
now there are cassava and no factory.
You understand? So I don't know. Planning.
That's what I think.
All right.
You had to keep you had to keep struggling, bro. You had to keep struggling.
But they are going in Munich and the.
Well,
And,
what I'm
sorry.
saying, when you can get silver everything and it's spoiling and it's going, you making you get lazy too.
Yeah.
Despondent, not just lazy, it's inefficient to be functioning that way. It affects the country, you know, because here you are producing something that you put a whole heap of effort and labor in, and you cannot get no reward for it, you cannot get no money for it. This doesn't make no sense. It will just make you get despondent. It actually is not a progressive way to be living. Wasting your time, wasting the country's time doing it.
Yeah.
Because you just take all the nutrients from my soil and produce something that you have to go and dump, you know.
Anyway, take care
All
of yourself,
right.
my brother. One love, yeah?
All right.
Good. I feel it, because he likes growing cassava, and he's
Yeah.
always into cassava, you know.
There are a lot
and
of
I
people
feel
who have
it,
cassava on their hand. Quite a lot of people now have
We have to do
cassava.
this thing collectively. Because here we are, cassava. How much people include cassava in the diet? You can cook cassavas, you cook provisions and stuff like that, you know. And where people don't eat plenty of that, that's okay. You could put cassava in soup and stuff, you know. Like how you would put breadfruit and
Yeah, in soup,
bananas and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
you know. You can do all of those. You can get cassava, Andre. You can process this stuff, and you can export the barmy and stuff, like how people do in Jamaica and stuff. How hard it is to do those kind of things. It isn't very hard, Andre. What we should be having is not one farmer having some cassava that he cannot, dispose of. Andre, what we should be having is organized farming, whereby when you produce something, there is a guaranteed market for it. Farming in the absence of a guaranteed market is risky business. It's like going in the wicket and bat. And you're whooping, you might hit a few six, but at the same time, any minute you go out.
One ball.
Because, one ball it takes to get
Yeah.
you out of the way.
Yeah, one ball.
You understand?
One ball, yeah. So probably one stupid shot.
One
But it's
stupid shot.
still one ball
One
anyway.
ball,
It's
yeah.
still one ball.
One ball.
It's still one
So,
ball.
we have to be more proactive, more organized, more rational when it comes to dealing with the agriculture. Because Andre, here we are now. We are giving away, we're not giving away, we want to distribute lands to the landless people who want to become prospective farmers and stuff like that. We are cutting up some estates and, really trying to put an injection in the agriculture sector. Well, Andre, what it is the crop that you're going to go and plant? What it is the plan? What you're telling farmers to go and do to produce the same thing that is being overproduced in the country already? Andre, we need to have some plan, organized systematic operation, whereby when you produce something, a man know he can start counting the money on the tree. Even before the thing there, you can say, okay, you know something, I expect to make X from this because the market base is this established, so you don't have a problem. And then you'll get a lot more people involved in farming. And if a guy do 300, 400 pepper trees and knows that every week he can make a few $100s from this, if you look after it properly, because the market is there and established and guaranteed, he will continue to do it. You know?
I forever remember the first budget as presented by the present Minister for Finance, the Honorable Gregory Boeing. And in his first budget, DJ, the gentleman spoke of us not exploiting the market, not of us, the market in the islands, in the US Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands, where they use almost the same thing. We in the same what? How you call it? The same
sphere.
Same sphere. So they use the same things that we do, right? But one of the main thing here, BJ, is this, the man who have the money to invest in the transportation, not investing in the transportation, because the farmer ain't have that money to do some invest in containers and boat and thing to go up the islands like that, right? And the farmers, the amount of contacts that the farmers gonna make is going to be limited.
Not consistent enough to have
right.
in the market.
But if the transportation is put in place, and if somebody was to say, okay, fine, here's what farmers, I have market, and within the next year, these are the things that I'll be purchasing from you to go up the islands. All right, so get your thing together. And then, as my good friend John Dumont said early this morning, contract farming. So I contract BJ, because I have the money to put the transportation thing in place. I contract BJ and I say, BJ, I want you to be able to give me 1 year from now, I want 10,000 pounds of cantaloupe every week or whatever. So we just, okay, fine, Jay, how much you giving me for that? And I say, okay, fine, let's do it. We sign on the dotted line. We have a contract, BJ. And he says, okay, Dre, I want 50% of the funds up front, whatever. And you work on that, BJ. Everybody's happy,
Yes.
Everybody's happy.
Collectively.
But you see, what happened is that the biggest problem here is that the farmer is not sitting and realize that, hold on, this is something that the private sector has to do and not government doing.
No.
Because all the produce that is going to Trinidad on a weekly basis, the government of Trinidad did not do so and send a boat for it.
No.
It's boat, some private boat, some Grenada that goes to Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to understand that the private sector, big business, is who has the fuel, listen. And they are not, they just sitting there and they're comfortable.
And what is strange?
Mm-hmm.
They are telling the private man, the little man, hang on, government that needs to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The government can't do that. We don't have any money to do it.
We have
the logistics in place to do it.
And big business, they turning around, yeah? And they're bringing in frosted lettuce.
Exactly.
That kind of tomatoes. They're bringing that in,
There's a medical imperialism, man.
Yeah.
They might call up your mind in one little corner.
Yeah.
To ensure that they send the garbage in to fill up your belly and kill you as quick as they could.
Yeah.
What you saying, man? And they take the little 2 pence you have,
Big business again. Everything.
Tell me, we had to import lettuce in a country like Grenada. And that would be some kind of mad people thing. And let me give you an example. I decided to produce tomatoes and make it very affordable. Because I just find this $5 a pound for tomatoes, and $4, mad people kind of thing. Because this thing already had to grow. And I went and sold some tomatoes for a supermarket over the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, they said, "Bitch, you heard how much you selling these tomatoes?" I said, "Give me $2 a pound." They said, "Bitch, you don't really pay $2 for tomatoes, we pay you $2.50, I said, $2 I ask you for. They said, "No, we'll buy it for $2.50. Actually, thought, I'm actually giving you $2 so you can sell it $2 less to the consumers.
Yeah, 50 cents less to the consumers. They want.
50 cents less, to the consumers in Andre. No, they don't care about that. They have a standard price. That's how they operate. That is paying with the function. And who dead, and that's what the consumer have to pay for the stuff. This is the profit we have to make, and we don't care. Andre, this is mad people thing. Here we are. I had some cucumbers, about 12 crate of cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
Marketed board say, "BJ, we only want 6. And we paying you $1.50 a pound." I said, "Hang on, take the 12 and give me $1 a pound." They said, "BJ, it's only 6 crate we want. We'll pay you $1.50. What is going on?
I don't know.
You see, Andrea had lots and lots of butternut squash. Marketing board said, VJ, we will pay you $150 for button squash. After a month or so, they said, VJ, you know something? Yes, people are buying it, but it's moving slow. So I said, okay, let's reduce the price and make it more affordable for the people, because you're selling at $2 a pound.
Yeah.
You're buying at $1.50. I will take out 50 cents on my end.
You take out
Give me
50
$1.
cents. Yeah.
And you
Drop 50 cents.
on your end.
Nah.
No, they did it, Andre.
They did it.
They're giving me they start giving me $1. But when I check out the selling price.
Same.
It moved not from $2 to $1.50. It moved from $2 to $1.75. So I took out 50 cents on my side.
And they take out 25
cents.
Yo, no, give them that. They did take out.
Well,
they did take out.
Not the agreed amount. The agreed amount is that I reducing that, so you can pass on that.
Yeah, because they don't take it down.
Somebody is saying, Andre, what if the Chinese company starts to do what you're suggesting, which is taking the fruits up the island? What if a Chinese company decides to do that? And the person is saying, people start to complain that Chinese control everything now.
Yeah.
But they
have the resources to do those things.
Man, we have people in Grenada with that kind of money to set up the thing, you know.
Of course, Andre. And we have good sailors, we have good people to establish those kind of links and relationship. I had a friend who called from where? British Virgin Island, Tatola, and wanted fish and wanted vegetables and wanted whatever. And Leah couldn't take the amount.
You won't know that.
It was like, why we only had
about ferry
to really go up that side. It is a market that is established and the
I tell you, Gregory Bowen spoke of it in his first presentation as Minister of Finance. And he said we need to start exploiting North instead of concentrating on just Trinidad. Not that to forget Trinidad, but to understand that the market exists north of us also.
The market base is limited. Here we only have how many people? 80,000 people with everybody like a farm in the backyard?
Yes. So the produce have to go.
You have to produce something. You have to transform the produce into something secondary that can have extremely long shelf life, or you have to send it abroad, send it fresh. But don't think about the internal market. If you're spending $1 internally, that dollar doesn't change. Generally it get less. It's only when you're bringing in money comes in from outside, Andre, it will really have the impact on your economy.
And I don't know, BJ, but I'm going to say this. I don't know, and probably you can help me. When I look at the scheme of things, i.e., I'm looking at St. Vincent, and I'm realizing St. Vincent is selling a lot of root crops and not necessarily tree crops. So it is telling me that they're excellent at root crops and even selling root crops to us. Why aren't we selling tree crops to them?
Andre, aren't you noticed that when it comes for marketing stuff, we are very, very stagnant? Look at it, Andre. We still sell our nutmegs and our cocoa in the same old traditional way that we used to do 100 years ago.
Leo Keto is your partner.
100 years ago.
Leo Keto.
Andre, and we're talking about changes over the last 50 years, and we're still doing the same thing. Andre, let me give you an example.
Leo Keto is your brethren. Ain't you like Senator Sinclair? Ain't you like him? Sinclair.
I don't watch his face.
You don't watch his face.
I don't watch his
Them that had it think so.
I have nothing to do with that issue. Andre, let me tell you something. You see that building where Kumar is in Granville? That used to be a school out in once upon a time.
SAS used to be there.
SAS used to be there, and then the Nutmeg Association would have owned it.
There's another school there before SAS too, I think.
Whatever. And we sold it.
Yeah. All you?
Yeah, we sold that.
Leo and them,
We sold
Same Leo Keto. No. All you?
And Andre, we sold that with the intention of transforming Bolio,
And look at Bolio close up.
And Andre, we spend all that money and we don't open it doing Bolio yet, and we lose the building in Granville too, Andrew, we need to do better than that. We manage our affairs. You understand? We have to understand that we have a country to build. We have to do things in a rational and prudent and sensible way, in a sustainable way, or else we be damaging the very fabric of the society that we live in. You know, people gonna always keep complaining on a daily basis, especially the farmers. Where we going? What it is we doing year after year? And I'm saying it's just a quick fix and an easy fix, you know. I'm saying that we need to start somewhere with a proper plan. You understand? If you don't know where you're going, any route take you there. If you're just doing things by chance, don't stop and ask no question because it's chance you're taking anyway. So just continue to do it. Andrew, we need to stop taking those chances. Life, you can actually guide and plan, all right, and execute your life the way you want to do it without people stopping you. You know, all what it takes in Andrew is people to have a focused collective, you understand, approach to how you deal with your thing, you know, how you plan out your economy, how you move forward, you know. This wily thing, every man doing their own thing.
That is our problem.
Every man sticking something here, every man don't know that, everybody planting the same thing together, extension officers don't know what it is going on, because we don't have a national plan as to how we move in the sector forward. We need a national farm plan, and asking for it for the last 10 years. And
well, this year,
where are we going? Look at them. I was in Maribor, and I must say they're doing some fairly good work up there in the propagating station.
Okay.
You know, very good. Ivan Bolan, one lady, you know, over there, seems to be doing a very, very, very good job. All right? Andrew, there were plants inside of there, and 2 greenhouse full so plants. And they were begging farmers to come and try to take this thing out there because the roots are growing out of the bags and go into the ground. So when you actually take it out from the... It kills the plants and stuff like that. It's actually needed to be planted in the ground already, in the soil already. And Andrew, nobody wants it. No, some people don't even know if it's there. Because the way we organize our... Andrew,
your minister,
your minister. And who will be taking it? Why are you just being hopeful about those kinds of things?
Your minister, i.e. Peter David, i.e. Minister of Agriculture, i.e. Parliamentary Representative for the town of St. George, he has promised us, and I believe him, that this year will be the year of implementation. So I know all these things are up there, so I expect, and I have no doubt in my mind, that Peter David will execute implementation this year.
Can I give my planting dates, please?
Yeah, quickly, do that.
Today is the 6th and the 7th, good for above the ground. This is according to the Farmer's Almanac. I do have the McDonald Almanac around this time. So the 6th and the 7th, good for above the ground crops. The 8th and the 9th, barren days, the advice do not plant. The 10th to 11th, above the ground, fine for planting beans, peppers, cucumbers. The 12th to the 14th, poor days for planting seeds. The poor days for planting seeds tend to rot in the ground. So we have 6th and the 7th, good for above the ground crops. And the 10th and 11th, good for above the ground crops.
Thank you very much, sir. Bijay, final question for you. Do you believe Jesus was born on the 25th of December?
I was in the conversation this morning on my way down and stuff like that. So the only thing I have to say in relation to those issues, Andrew, things like Christ, Bible and stuff, I don't argue and discuss those. I don't believe there is a God. I know there is a God. How man want to call him, how they want to treat him, what law they decide to follow, are their own, individual business. That's the priority. I don't believe, like most people believe there is a God. I don't believe there is a God. I know there is a God. That's the difference between me and most people. I don't go in church believing there is a God, so I go to pray to him. I know there is a God, so I pray to him. There's a difference between this and
I know it.
I know
agriculture.
We shall.
Is the number one. Number one. Let's be number one.
Oh yes,